WebFlow CMS has the ability to embed YouTube videos as a CMS item and then buy it to a YouTube video element. Now, this is a great capability and it's something that's very handy. But when you're building an automated system in particular, there are a number of limitations you should be aware of. The most significant limitation that I've come across is that anytime you add or edit a record in the CMS that contains a video element through the API, now that includes Zapier integrations, that the video doesn't completely load. Essentially, the data will go into the CMS record, but it doesn't go through a special critical processing step that is needed in order for that video to become ready for publishing to the website. What essentially happens is, if you have, for example, a YouTube channel and you've connected an automated Zapier trigger to that, to have it publish into your website in a blog style fashion, you'll see the records create, you'll see the video content, the YouTube URLs inside of your CMS records, but you will not actually be able to see the videos. And the only way to fix it is to go in and edit the record, edit the YouTube URL, edit it back by like adding and removing a space from the end, and then republish your site so that the video becomes available. Now, the reason I've gone through all that explanation of this particular limitation is that I've found a way around it that's working quite well for me, and I'm assuming others will encounter a similar problem with videos in the CMS. As it happens, there is an entirely unrelated challenge as well, which WebFlow does not yet address in CMS published videos. And that is the ability to configure your published video with certain settings that allow you to control, for example, the display of related videos at the end. When you play a video, at the very end of it, YouTube will automatically put at the very end of it a related videos clip. And you can see that if I jump straight ahead here to the very end, you see that here. And the problem with it is it often will show unrelated videos or even competitor videos. So for certain projects, it is not suitable to have this automatically appear. Now, WebFlow is adding a lot of capabilities to the video element itself so that you can control certain settings like this directly in the designer. However, from the CMS's standpoint, this is not currently something that you're able to configure. So that limitation is an important one to be aware of. Now, we can overcome both of these by simply going directly to embedded code. And I wanted to show you very briefly how I've done that. Now, the very first step was I'm getting rid of the YouTube URL content, the actual video content that typically exists in my CMS. So if I open a video here, for example, you can see I've got here the video, and this one I've gone in and fixed up and edited so that I actually see the thumbnail. This one has been processed and is ready for publishing. What I really want is just that YouTube video ID. So I'm going to copy that, and I've created a new field for that purpose, just titled YouTube video ID, to make it very simple. Now, what I'm going to do with that ID is reconstruct the URL. And in reconstructing the URL, what I mean is, let me expand this window for you. What I mean is I can take, for example, an HTML embed and simply create the exact code that I need, the exact embed as pasted from YouTube, but with the video ID alone that I want. Now, you notice a few things here. One is that by controlling the code directly, I get a lot more control. I can do a JavaScript-based embed with programming and triggers. I can configure quite a few different settings. In terms of what we were just talking about before, I can set the related videos to show none, so that it only shows videos that we specify rather than automatically showing competitor videos, as an example. Now, this particular embed, the way I've set this up, is wrapped in a container so that it can be styled. And the reason I've got this piece of styling, I'll include this piece of code in the comments below, is that I want this to automatically respond to the size of the display. In certain situations, I want the YouTube video to display maximum width, but while keeping the height. And this is the technique I've used to do that, the embed container and the embed video. So I'll share this exact code to make it very simple for you to see how to repeat this. This was the old code here, which is no longer needed. That can be deleted. Now, I've also, in dropping this embed element in, pasting in that code, and then dropping my YouTube video ID in, I've also set a visibility condition that the YouTube video ID must be set. If it is not set, this entire element does not appear at all. Now, this is perhaps the easiest way I've found to get the maximum amount of flexibility. We're avoiding Embedly completely, which eliminates the API-based video update problem that was at the center of the challenges I was facing. But we've also given ourselves the complete ability to configure the video any way we want, including full JavaScript-based control. So what I'd recommend is, if you want to go further than I've done and have even more control over your player, you can go to the YouTube Developer API and you can find quite a bit of code examples on how to configure your video exactly the way you want, as well as an enormous range of other settings that you configure it with. I hope this helps you.